Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of Mel Goes Wild. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking all about hiking backpacks. My very first backpack cost me €5 and I got it from a charity shop, and it wasn't even a hiking backpack, it was just a black plain school backpack. Like, that's all it was. It didn't have any support, it wasn't comfortable. It lasted me probably like the first 3 months of hiking, and then I ended up having to throw it out because I was loading the backpack with like all sorts of madness, and it just wasn't able to keep the support on my shoulders and on my waist, and then the straps ended up tearing and it ended up going in the bin. So today I'm going to tell you all about the features, the fit, and how to choose the right size and volume of backpack for your hiking needs. I remember having to choose my very first official hiking backpack that wasn't a school backpack, and it just seemed like the most mountainous task because they all come in different shapes and sizes and fits and volumes, and I was like, what the hell does 22 litres mean? I was like, is that 22 litres of milk that you put in your backpack? It's like, it can just seem like impossible to choose the right one for you and for your hiking needs. So there's a couple of questions that I want you to ask yourself. First question I want you to ask yourself is, what is the primary use for your hiking backpack and what is it going to be used for? So for example, are you more of a day hiker or are you more of a like weekend warrior? Do you do like multi-day trips or backpacking trips or camping trips? Ask yourself those questions first, and then it will become easier to decide what type of hiking backpack it is that you will need. Because what we want at the end of the day is when you're out on the trail that your backpack is comfortable, but it can also store all of your hiking bits and pieces, your 10 essentials, all of your equipment. Sorry, I had to take off my jacket there. I was getting way too warm and I think it was interfering with the mic. So if you hear some kind of sound and stuff, that's actually the rubbing of my jacket. Okay, so there are 3 elements that you should look out for when you're choosing your backpack. And they are your type, your features, and your fit. The types can also be known as the size of your backpack or the volume of your backpack. The type, size, or volume of your backpack, this will depend on the length of your trip and also the weight of the gear that you're going to be carrying with you. So the size or volume of your backpack is broken down into 4 different types. You have your day pack, you have your weekend pack, you have your multi-day, and then you have your extended trip backpack. First up, your day packs. Most day packs range from 20 litres to 35 litres. Your pack should be big enough to carry extra food, water, clothing, and your 10 essentials for a full day's hike on the trails. Day packs are typically frameless hiking backpacks. Since this kind of pack doesn't have a frame, most of the weight hangs on the shoulders. A great pack is the Osprey Talon 22 litre. This is the pack that I have. It has both a sternum and padded hip belt to dispense the load across both your shoulders and hips. Remember, if you're buying a day pack with no hip belt, then the weight will be carried on the shoulders. So make sure the straps are durable and well padded for comfort and to avoid carrying too much weight. That's why I would recommend getting a pack with both a sternum strap and hip belt. Pack with no hip belt, then the weight will be carried on the shoulders. So make sure the straps are durable and well padded for comfort and to avoid carrying too much weight. That's why I would recommend getting a pack with both a sternum strap and hip belt. Weekend packs can range from 30 to 50 litres. When I started camping, I was not an efficient packer, and most of my gear was bulky and heavy, like my tent, sleeping bag and mat. However, over the years I have invested in better quality gear that is lighter and more efficient when packing. For a weekend camping trip, I now tend to use a pack in this range. However, it all depends on what type of gear you have, so you may need to get a slightly bigger pack. This specific low alpine model is great as it can be extended to a bigger 45 litre volume. This was actually my very first backpack, which I still have. However, I do tend to use my Sundrift backpack more, as the Sundrift backpack actually weighs a lot less. Multi-day packs range from 50 to 80 litres. If your gear is bulky, big and heavy, you may find that the 50 litre just falls short in volume for you. A 50 plus litre bag may be your option. This pack allows for more wiggle room when packing. Just remember, if you do get a bigger bag, there may be temptation to pack more stuff. Stay disciplined. You want to be able to carry your pack with comfort and ease. Extended trip packs range from 70 plus litres. An extended trip will usually call for packs of 70 litres or more. Larger packs can be more comfortable, accommodate extra clothing and a warmer sleeping bag. Also, anybody with kids may have to carry their kids' gear, so this is also a suitable sized option. Next up is features. What features do you need in your backpack, as this will affect the type of hiking backpack it is that you choose? There are tons of features to look out for when you're buying your backpack. Your pack or your panel access. Top-loading openings are pretty standard for most backpacks these days, meaning you can access all the items inside through a large opening at the top. This can be a bit of a nightmare if you haven't packed your bag efficiently and are constantly fishing for items on the bottom. Later in this episode, I actually tell you how to correctly pack your backpack. Some packs also offer a zippered front panel which folds open like a suitcase to expose the full interior of the pack, which makes it more accessible to reach items deeper in your pack. These are really handy when you're searching for a particular item inside. Your bottom compartment. This is a zippered stash spot near the bottom of a bag. It's a useful feature that can also hold other gear that you'd like to reach easily. I usually use it to store my sleeping bag on a weekend or multi-day trips. Your first pocket is your hip belt pocket. These can accommodate small items you want to reach quickly without having to stop or take off the backpack. They are ideal for the important bits like snacks, chocolate, snacks, sweets, but also stuff like your SPF, your phone or your GPS. Side pockets. Most often backpacks will have an elasticated side pocket. These pockets are a perfect spot to keep a water bottle for quick hydration. Lid pockets. Some backpacks will have lid pockets. These are designed for additional storage. If your main compartment is full, this is great to carry the gear that you find yourself using more frequently on the trail. Shovel pockets. I love a good shovel pocket. These are basically flaps that are stitched onto the front of the backpack with a buckle closure at the top. This is a good place to stash a map or a dry jacket. Ignore the down jacket I'm stuffing in here. I was in the middle of moving house and I couldn't find my waterproof layers. My waterproof layers are the items I would usually store in the shovel pocket. There's also additional features like a helmet attachment and trekking pole attachments. Your rain cover. It's always guaranteed to rain in Ireland, so a rain cover is essential to have. Backpacks have seams and zippers where water can seep through, so do get into the habit of packing your gear in a waterproof dry stuff sack. Like the green one you saw earlier in this video, they are lightweight and provide additional waterproof protection for your gear when out on multi-day trips. The last thing you want is to have a wet sleeping bag or hiking clothes. Your hydration reservoir or your hydration bladder. Nearly all packs these days offer an internal sleeve into which you can slip a hydration reservoir. Your hydration reservoir or bladder is usually sold separately. Backpacks that are hydration compatible generally have a hose connected to the water bladder, which will conveniently attach onto one of your shoulder straps. I'm also showing you the hydration reservoir on the Asprey Talon, as it has a small H2O tag sewn into the bag to show you where it's located. Ventilation. Some packs feature a suspended mesh back panel to combat a sweaty Betty back. It's designed much like a trampoline and it sits a few inches away from your back, making it more breathable and ventilated while hiking. And last up is your fit. Is this backpack the correct fit for you? I'm going to be showing you how you can measure your body so that you can actually pick the right fit for the type of backpack it is that you need. How to find your torso length. You can find this by a simple measurement. This measurement starts at the top of your hip bone, on the side of your body that kind of acts like a shelf. From this point, measure to the C7 vertebrae, that kind of knobby bone at the base of your neck when you put your head down. To find your hip width is only important here just to determine if the hip belt on the backpack will fit around you. Once you know your torso size, you can refer to the size charts for your specific backpack. Do note that each brand will vary in their sizing, so make sure to check their sizing charts before purchasing. Most backpack sizes run from an extra small to a large. For reference, here's a size chart from Osprey Backpacks. At the end of the day, we all want a comfortable backpack. And there are a couple of features that you should be looking out for, and they are cushioning or additional padding and load lifter straps. Have you experienced uncomfortable sore spots on your hips and lower back when carrying your pack? If this is the case for you, consider using a cushier padded hip belt. Okay, before showing you where the load lifter straps are located, I'm going to show you how you can fit your backpack at home correctly. Firstly, tighten the waist strap. Make sure it fits snug on your hips. You want the weight load of your pack to settle on your hips rather than your shoulders. Pack some weights or whatever you have into your backpack so you can test the feel with weight inside. Next, tighten the shoulder straps. You want the backpack to feel close to your back and not hanging off your back. Next, fasten the sternum strap. One side is a little wonky, as you can see here. I would usually adjust that, however, we were in the throes of moving out that morning and I was in a flurry to get this recorded for you. Lastly, fasten the load lifter straps. Every hiking backpack should be equipped with load lifter straps. These straps are essential to the fit of the backpack and can be the difference between sore shoulder joints at the end of the day of hiking and no soreness at all. Ideally, you want to have them tightened enough that a 45-degree angle is formed between your back and the backpack. Now to test it, move about the place, walk, run up the stairs, do some high knees or whatever, just so that you can kind of feel if the backpack is stable and snug on your back. You shouldn't feel any uncomfortable hot spots, and if you do, readjust where it feels necessary. Also, another little helpful feature is a whistle, which is located on the sternum strap. Okay, so there are 3 types of frames for your hiking backpack. Most backpacks have an internal frame built into the actual backpack itself. So the 3 types are your frameless, your internal frame, or your external frame. Your external frame. You'll probably remember seeing one of these packs in the movie Wild with Reese Witherspoon. Her pack was aptly named Monster, just due to its ginormous size. To be honest, it's rare you kind of see external frames being used these days, mainly because of their weight. These frames are more suited to heavier, bulkier, or abnormal loads on well-maintained trails. Your internal frame. Internal frame backpacks are actually the most common and have become the industry standard. Because of this, your range of choice for internal frames is far greater. These backpacks are designed to hug the body and disperse the weight of the load. This makes them more stable. Ideally, the majority of the weight of the backpack should be transferred to your hips and not onto your shoulders. Frameless backpacks. Anyone who is an avid ultralight hiker who likes to move fast on the trail may choose a frameless backpack. However, these packs aren't exactly designed to carry super heavy loads. Most frameless backpacks will fall into the day pack category. My top tip this week. My top tip for this week: for the best fit and advice, always head into your local Irish-owned outdoor store. Like hiking boots, the staff in the stores can actually fit you correctly for your backpack. Before heading into the store, make sure that you have measured your torso length and your width so that they can best pick out the right size of pack for you. Also to note, when you go in store and you're trying on backpacks, most stores will actually have like weighted bags that you can put inside the backpacks so that you kind of have a better general like fit and you can kind of move around knowing what type of weight is going to be in your backpack. Another tip is you can actually buy your backpack, and most outdoor stores will actually allow you to bring the backpack home, pack in all your gear at home to see if it all fits, and if it doesn't fit, then you can like bring it back into the store and then they can usually exchange it or refund it for another pack that's going to be suited to your needs. Make sure that you just have the receipt and that you keep all of the tags and bits and pieces attached to the bag. Every week I answer some of our Gals Gone Wild community questions. First up, this is Dara asks, what is the order of packing? Okay, how do you actually pack your backpack? I know when I started out, I was shoving kind of anything into anywhere that would kind of fit, but there is actually 3 good rules to follow when you're packing your backpack. And it's you pack from your bottom, your middle, and your top. Always pack the bottom first, items such as your sleeping bag. Balance the load by keeping heavy things in the centre, like your stove and cookware. Put your clothes at the front and stash your essentials for the trail on top, like your snacks, sunscreen, headlamp, etc. Emer asks, recommendations for camera/drone, tripod-friendly backpacks. These 2 have been personally recommended for you by my good pal Bernard. Bernard is a professional landscape and awesome outdoor adventure photographer. The image actually in the background is his. Yep, he's amazing. Both of these can be purchased at an Irish-owned photography store, Whelan's Cameras. I really hope that these videos are helping you in some way so that when you do get back out into the trails that you feel knowledgeable and you feel confident. As always, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, please do like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and anybody that has, I just want to say thank you so much. Anytime that I see like somebody subscribing to the channel or commenting or liking or sharing it, I do like a little happy dance. Your patronage allows me to continue to create this video series for you. You can find the page at patreon.com/Gals Gone Wild with an underscore at the end. You can also find me and our Gals Gone Wild community on Instagram. You can contact me for partnerships, or if you have any questions, please do email me at mel@galsgonewild.com. And you can see more of what Gals Gone Wild is all about on our website, galsgonewild.com. And until next week, make sure to get outdoors and go wild.